Can't let up. Cannot let up on it because he is not going to leave the White House. He does not want to leave the White House. He will not leave the White House. Anybody thinks he'll do this, he'll do that, is just deluding themselves. The Republicans, most of all, because they know, but they're going along with it. It's a classic bully situation. We see it, and there's no other to face a bully. You have to face him and fight it out and back him off and back him down. That's the only way this is going to...
De Niro just went full mafia boss mode on Trump. And it was so ruthless, the Secret Service might as well have grabbed popcorn and taken a seat. It felt like Vito Corleone himself stepped out of the film reel to settle a real-world score. Whatever, Trump said, clearly awakened De Niro's inner godfather. This wasn't a spat-it. Was a performance so dramatic it made The Godfather look like a cozy family reunion. The crowd froze. No breathing.
No, it's all an act in a certain way. It's all out of insecurity. He's deeply, deeply insecure. He is a malignant narcissist. He's a socio-psychopath. He's created some new language as far as describing somebody in his mental condition. It's so frightening and scary, and he's dangerous.
No blinking, just pure, movie-level tension. Cool. Controlled and effortlessly classy. De Niro turned Trump's ego into a scene straight out of a crime. Epic, the internet can't stop replaying. It hit like a respawn moment, because somewhere, between a movie set and a press conference that looked like a rejected Apprentice reboot, Robert De Niro decided he was done with America's loudest walking alarm siren. No shouting, no theatrics, just...
He is really, genuinely a sick person that somehow has been allowed into our system. And I'm not calling him, I'm tired of calling him names. He just can't be anywhere near the office of the presidency. There's nothing about him, there's not one redeeming thing in him that I can see, ever. Democracy is great.
That classic De Niro squint that says, I've sat through Pacino monologues. You're not rattling me. He didn't need volume. He had presence. He stood there like a quiet storm, steady, unbothered, unshakable. The silence did the talking, carrying more weight than a stack of speeches. And that's when everyone realized this roast wasn't built to be noisy. It was built to be legendary, and just like that.
I'm very happy to see that, because we need much more of it going forward, because that's the only thing that the politicians are going to recognize. They either face the wrath of Trump or the wrath of the people. And they have to be more afraid of the wrath of the people and realize this is not good. I better strap on my balls.
The digital temperature dropped 10 degrees. It all began so harmlessly. De Niro strolled in looking less like he was attending a press event and more like he was about to deliver a masterclass on film noir. Across from him, the ex-tycoon entered with the trademark swagger of a man who never reads the script, but insists on improvising anyway. The room buzzed, camera flashes popping, excites trading stories, smiles stretched a little too tight. Every influencer within a 100-mile radius could practically taste the incoming virality.
And shame on those Republicans that don't have the nerve, the balls to go after him. What do they tell their kids? What do they tell their grandkids later when it's written in history books what their role is and what they did, and they allowed him to do this? He's an outright criminal.
You could almost hear the internet lean forward and whisper, "Othis is about to be art." De Niro doesn't even raise his voice. He just flashes that expression, part knowing smile, part therapist patience, part vintage mob boss composure, and delivers a line so smooth it could order its own espresso. Across from him, the ex-tycoon fumbles for footing, tossing out talk of ratings, polls, and past business glories like someone trying to patch a ship that's already halfway underwater.
That's what Trump is. Everything is, what you see is what you get. It's not going to change with him. Everything. He's just, the point is that we have to keep fighting and pushing until he is out. Period. There's no other way. He's not going to want to leave the White House. What is he facing? He's facing certain things, no matter what the Supreme Court. They're going to find a way to go after him for what he's done, all the awful, monstrous things that he's done. You know, I don't see any, he's not going to want to leave. Why should he?
The room falls silent, not in reverence, but in recognition. Everyone can feel the shift. Without volume, without theatrics. De Niro seizes the spotlight with nothing but a well-timed smirk. And that quiet. It lands harder than any monologue in a classic crime drama. De Niro's silence became the exact second the internet forgot how to breathe. That's when you know a roast has gone nuclear.
Do you think our democracy is at risk in this election?
I think that it is. I always keep saying democracy is great, of course, but democracy people take for granted. It's a word that some people don't even understand. They take it for granted. It's about right and wrong, period. The guy's a monster. He is beyond wrong. It's almost like he wants to do the most horrible things that he can think of in order to get a rise out of us. I don't know what it is, but he's been doing it, and it's scary.
Memes arrived in slow-motion edits, paired with captions like "respectfully dismantled." And somewhere in New York, the man himself probably smiled offline, unbothered. An effortlessly undefeated dot. At one point, the ex-tycoon tried to clap back online with a wall of capital letters and a steak selfie that looked like autocorrect abandoned ship halfway through. Within minutes, the internet transformed it into a motivational meme titled,
"In my country, we're fighting like hell for the democracy we once took for granted." And that affects all of us. That affects all of us here because the arts are democratic. Art is inclusive. It brings people together. Like tonight, art looks for truth. Art embraces diversity. And that's why art is a threat. That's why we are a threat to autocrats and fascists.
when you accidentally roast yourself. De Niro didn't respond, because icons don't engage with noise. They let time handle the punchlines. Late-night hosts dissected the moment frame by frame, highlighting the exact second the tycoon realized. Charisma isn't something you can construct like real estate. Karma had never looked this stylish shore, this cinematic dot. Then came the meme invasion. De Niro deleting your argument. De Niro explaining rent. De Niro squinting.
Does not understand anything about humanity, people. He has no empathy. I don't know what he is, but he's an alien. And he wants to hurt this country. It's something deeply psychological in him. He wants to hurt people. He wants to hurt this country. He doesn't care. And what saddens me the most, upsets me the most, is that people follow him and they think and they kiss his ass and they look up to him. And he's
at the economy. He wasn't just trending. He became the internet's new universal reaction template. Meanwhile, the ex-tycoon announced a self-funded film titled The Art of the Comeback. RATEDE. For ego. Early reviews gave it 1 star for effort, and 5 for pure delusion. Reporters begged De Niro for a response, but he only offered that calm, world-ending smile. Because when your silence goes viral, the victory is already yours.
America's Philistine president has had himself appointed head of one of our premier cultural institutions. He has cut funding and support to the arts, humanities, and education. And now he has announced a 100% tariff on films produced outside the U.S. Let that sink in for a minute. You can't put a price on creativity, but apparently you can put a tariff on it. Of course, this is
Then came the aftermath, pure chaos. Dressed up as PR. The Extacoons team released 4 official statements. Each one somehow louder, shorter, and more misspelled than the last. By statement number 4, even autocorrect seemed ready to resign. Meanwhile, De Niro was probably back on set, intimidating villains on screen, while effortlessly deflating egos off it. Late night hosts renamed their segments Roast Father and Make America Calm Again.
Do you really worry that if he were to win again, and I'm not saying this like it's such a far-fetched notion, if he were to win again, that he would not give up power?
You know he won't. You know he won't. He even said it. He's never going to give it up. And anybody who deludes themselves in thinking that he is, shame on you.
You have compared the Trump family to a gangster family, which is something coming from you. What do you mean?
They are. Well, he because he thinks he's a gangster. He does everything like a gangster.